Hello. Hi guys. How are you today? I'm coming to say hello and share with you some thoughts because I personally have been a little stressed today, and I know from conversations with friends of mine that I know simply because it's in the air that there's a lot of stress right now, especially with the US elections looming over us for tomorrow. There's a lot of stress, and there's a lot of worry, and there's a lot of fear, and it's all 100% what's the word, acceptable, warranted, normal. I mean, this is unprecedented times we're in, and I know that this is it's just a very, very treacherous time to be navigating. So one of the things that came up for me in the last few days was that I launched my new program, and it's called 4 Weeks to Fantastic, and I had this, like, the bat on my head screaming at me, how dare I, right? Like, how could I possibly be talking about feeling fantastic right now in the midst of all of this, on the eve of this crazy election where we have no idea what's going to happen? And I really have, I was struggling with it because I just don't know what to do. Like, I didn't know how to be me and be 100% and be sharing everything I want to share, and also be okay with the fact that I wondered if that disconnect was too big for people. So, what I did is I got to my practices. I got to the things that I talk about and teach, and I reminded myself of this knowing, this truth that no matter what's going on in the world, no one can take from me. No matter what is happening, and no matter what people say, or no matter what's happening globally, or no matter what's happening in my personal life, or no matter what's happening with my client work, no one can take this away from me. This knowing. And I wrote about it in a post the other day, still during the weekend while I was kind of grappling with all of this, that I know I'm here to empower people. I am on this earth to assist you in finding ways to feel better than you feel in the current moment. And that sometimes is a very, very little shift, and sometimes it's tremendous. But the practice of doing this over and over and over, and connecting to it, and having the tools to connect to it, and to remember what's important, and to be really, really strong and grounded on that knowing, on that why, are the things that can help you show up and feel and be and live in your everyday in a fantastic state. Like, that we can find, even if it's for a moment of feeling fantastic in a day around this crazy time, that is a moment of your life that you get to claim back, that no one else can take from you. And that is it's my why. Helping you find that is my why. So I had to figure this out, right? Like, I had to come to grips with why I thought it was okay to do 4 weeks of fantastic right now in the midst of craziness. And somebody just gave me hearts. Thank you. So here's what I did today, right? Because again, this morning I had the news on, and I was catching up. Okay, local news, global news, national, mostly national news, and I started to feel really down. But the news has its way of doing that, right? Excuse me. I started to feel really down, and I said, okay, you know something? I looked across the room. I saw my ottoman. I have an ottoman, and it's one of those storage ottomans. So inside the ottoman is where we keep all of our old-fashioned photo albums, like the old ones that have pictures inside sleeves. And I just went, opened the ottoman. I pulled out the very first photo album. Look at all the tulips. The very first photo album. I realized there's a bunch of empty spots, so I must have worked on a project at some point. But you know what happened? So first of all, yeah, it's a trip down memory lane. This happens to be an album that has a mix of stuff. It's not an organized chronologically or anything like that. So it was like a bunch of different memory lanes I went down. But you know what I did? I pulled a couple of photos out. I took a quick shot with my camera, and I texted them to my friend who was in the photo with me. And I said, oh my God, I was just thinking of this day. I pulled out my photo album. Look what I came across. I love these memories I have with you. And you know what? That was a moment of fantastic. Like, that was a moment that I felt better. And I could just take my focus somewhere else. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go on here and make sure I'm not missing any comments and things here. I do have someone who's saying they need my live, so I'm going to send the link. Copy link. Hold on just 1 second. And done. So, excuse me. So, I decided to share a few things with you today that that you could practice. And so maybe, you know, grabbing your photo albums, maybe they're in storage, maybe you don't have access to them, but I'm going to give you some ideas other than that. So one of the top ones for me that's like the easiest, most accessible, that everybody has literally in their hands. Hi, Helen, how are you? Is music. Oh my God, you guys, I do not know what I would do without music. I love it. I love music. I love how it can simply transport you in a moment, like in an instant. You can have a memory, you can go down memory lane, you can just literally be transported into another time zone where you experience something amazing. And you know what else? Like, it can make you laugh, it can make you cry, all of that, but it can also help you release emotion. So like, you know, right now there's a lot of stuff going on, and you may be holding things in your body, right? Just to be in a coping place. You may be holding on to stuff. If any of you had seen my recent post, like last month was one of the hardest months of my life, let alone this crazy, ridiculous year. And so, you know, there was some release. I did some dancing, I did some music playing, I did different things to like just get it out of my body, right? Because I knew I was experiencing every single day a hardship, a challenge that it's got to come out. It's got to come out some way. So I love that music can do that for us, right? Like, it doesn't take work or energy. It's a simple allowing. And depending on what it is that you want to feel, you just pick the music. You just put on music. It could be upbeat. It could be, you know, slow, and it could pull out the sadness. Like, what is it that you need? Music will provide. One of the other things is, you know, if it's coming after music, it's movement, dance, stretching, weightlifting. You know, the Tony Robbins saying, a body at rest stays at rest, a body in motion stays in motion. I don't know if I flip-flop that, but you get the principle, right? And it's so, so true. So just doing something with your body and moving in some way that feels good to you. So if you love to dance, you know, dance silly in your living room. If you love yoga, pull out your mat, you know. Weight training, I love. I have to say, weight training, if you need some self-confidence, lift weights. I love all kinds of movement, but if you're looking for confidence booster, weight training will definitely help, because I just feel like it always makes you kind of feel like connects to your ground and your it's the part of you. So that's my top two without question. But then there's something like today, and to build upon that, like I went and grabbed the photo album. Well, what's the next thing I could do with that photo album? I could organize them, right? Like it's a project that's been on my list of, oh, those are to-dos forever. But I could build on it. I could actually start organizing the photo albums. Let me see the comments. Oh yes, Helen says music is magical and altering emotions. It really, really is. It's absolutely one of my #1 all-time favorites. And the crazy dance, I call it silly dance, crazy dance. I'm going to do one of those coming up very soon for all of you who need to release some silly. It actually feels good. I know it looks silly, but that's the point. So I will teach you how to do that in a way that feels safe when nobody else is around. So you could do it on your own. Because maybe you're not so silly like me that you're just going to do a silly live. So that's movement. Look at how the energy already changed, and all I did was move around silly a little bit. I invite you to try a little silly movement. Okay, so project work. Project work is really like, I'm talking, you could clean the grout, you know? I'm talking, you could organize photos, declutter your pot closet, like anything to just keep your hands busy. Just keep, like, you know, it's just busy work. It's busy work, but it's productive. And in the end of it, you'll have something accomplished that actually can make you feel fantastic. I don't know about you, but every time I clean out the Tupperware cabinet and then I'm putting food away, I'm like, oh, look how nice my Tupperware looks. Like, it's just so silly, but it has a big effect. It really can have a big effect. And I got 2 more for you for today. And then I'm going to tell you about how we can dive deeper into this. Okay, are you ready? 2 more. Journaling. I am going to say this right off the bat. I avoid journal writing almost every day. I avoid it, but it is among the top healing activities I do in my daily life every single day. It's always, always profound. And here's what happens when you lay yourself out on the paper, like you just put your heart down on paper. I'm talking pen and paper, old school. You get to listen and you get to be heard. You get to be that best friend for yourself that maybe you're not showing up as on a regular basis. But once you put the pen on paper, the black and white, like there's no denying what's coming out. And when you allow yourself to listen and then to respond to what it is you need, I do something called stream of conscious writing. So I literally ask myself a question and then allow myself in my writing to answer that question. I personally believe I'm having connection to divine. I'm having connection to something bigger than just me. But the idea is that you trust your inner self. You trust your inner guide to give you the answers and the responses that you have within you. And so in that, you get to be your own best friend. You know, the one who listens to you when you call and they don't interrupt you, and the one who has the most profound things to say right at the moment you needed it most. Like, oh my God, that's exactly what I needed to hear. How did you know? That's who you get to be for yourself when you take your pen to paper. And so I know that you might not want to, but I'm going to encourage you to do that. And even if it's only when you're, when you're called to it, it'll be a beautiful and healing experience. And I have one more for you, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm doing, and then I'll give you the last one. I so appreciate all of you being here. It's just so great to see you. I love having you here. I love participating with you. And I want to tell you, this list that I'm sharing with you today, I could talk about it all day long. I could talk about it till the day is gone and then some. And the best part about this, the best part about any of this is that it's all right here. It's all free. It's all stuff you can just access for free on your own at any given time. And I think that's the most important part of all of this, is that we can make the choice every day to seek out one tool, like to seek out one thing. And if I find that I am not a routine person in that I do the same thing every day. Of course, some things you do every day with, like, clockwork, brushing your teeth and eating and all that stuff. But until it becomes rote, I'm the one that likes to drive 6 different ways to the same place. I've always been the one that wants to change it up. I want to always be exploring and have something new and different. So when you have this little toolbox, you could just go, which one am I in the mood for? You pick one out and try it. And the beauty of it being available to all of us, journaling, meditating, moving your body, music, they're all right there. Nature, they're all right here, always for you. And I want to encourage you. I really, really strongly encourage you, especially right now, especially in this craziness, that you look at your tools, look at what you have, look at which one calls to you, kind of feel for the mood and go with it, and allow that for yourself. Give yourself that gift. And, if you want to do this in a way that's guided and facilitated, and if you want to do this with support, a community of like-minded people who believe in doing this inner work on a regular basis, then join me. Come join me in 4 weeks to Fantastic. I will put the link in the comments as soon as this is finished. We are going through the pillars, right, of how to do this and helping you. I will help you navigate. What does fantastic actually mean for you? It doesn't matter what it means for me. What does fantastic and feeling fantastic mean for you? And what are the elements of that? What are those tools that will work for you, and how do you apply them? How do you develop a ritual? And if you are a routine person, that's great. But what if you're not? How do you develop a ritual around what feels right for you? And then how to have positive reinforcement and encouragement and continued support so that you can have this feeling of fantastic on an ongoing basis. All of those things are part of 4 weeks to Fantastic. It's not a 4-week program. It's a 4-week practice that we can do, set achievements and expectations for a time period. If you look at any fitness program, they're based on 4-week progress reports. If you look at all of the things that say that you can change a habit, it's usually 21, 28 days. That is because it takes 3 or 4 weeks to really set in motion a new idea, a new principle for you. So that's 4 weeks of Fantastic. And like I said, these are all tools I teach that you have access to for free. So outside the program, you're not going to need additional expenses. And if it's not aligned for you, then I still encourage you to practice some of these elements on your own. So the very last one I want to talk about is meditation. Meditation, obviously it's huge right now, mindfulness, meditation, and for very good reason. The science shows that it can change the function of your brain. It can do so much for you. I see hearts and loves, thank you. And I will tell you that the way I avoid journaling, I find meditation even harder. Tend to be this kind of silly, upbeat person more than the calm and quiet. But we need to quiet this monkey brain. We need to quiet it. So if meditation, if you're like me and it's a little challenging to get quiet, I recommend guided meditation. That's the way I am able to bring myself into a meditative state, is through a guided meditation. And so, for example, if you have a music app, I have iTunes. I go in iTunes, I type in guided meditation, and the whole little library will come up of solutions. Guided meditation for sleep, for calm, for energy. Like, guided meditation is a really great tool that I highly recommend. Thank you for the hearts and loves. And especially if you're a little bit like me and it's hard for you to get quiet, then seek out another tool to help you get quiet, because that means we need it even more. Okay, so those are my 5 for today, and I felt it was really, really important to share with you some of the things that I'm working through to navigate this time right now, because I need to navigate this time right now. I think we all do. And I will put the link to 4 Weeks to Fantastic. I see Helen is joining us. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you in the program, Helen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm so excited that you're here. If you're watching the replay, you'll find the link. I will still participate. If you have comments or questions, please participate in the video like it's live, because I'm still going to be here for you. And I love to see you inside 4 Weeks to Fantastic. The link will be below. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. And I will see you on the inside. I can't wait. I hope you guys are great. And I am sending positive vibes and love and energy to all of you, to have, at the very, very least, just a few moments of feeling fantastic today. Okay? I will see you inside. Take care.